various value chains and ultimately to the consumer, in this case the parents. Mwege William is at KTN Girls High School, and we understand books are not the only items putting a strain on parents. Mwege?
Good morning to you, Brenda, and we have put it right that we are currently joining you live from Sacred Hearts KTN High School in Runyenjes here in Embu County, and already the Form 1 admission activities are already taking place with parents accompanied by their by learners streaming in at this particular institution as the admission process kicks off. The first procedure when you enter into this particular institution is the confirmation of the admission letter, and then straight into it, the second thing that is confirmed is the payment of school fee, which is happening in this desk. It's a whole process because they're confirming that. And then later on my right side is the confirmation of items that students are supposed to come in with, among them the school box and mattress, together with other commodities that are required. But we have been hearing some undertones from parents complaining of the hike of a price of commodities, some of the items that they are supposed to come with as they undertake this particular exercise, which is the admission. And right away I'll be engaging a number of parents and also learners to hear from them. Maybe I start off with you, sir. Good morning. This is KTN News Live. Maybe first of all, starting off with your name, how is the process here at KTN Girls High School?
Oh, yeah, good morning. I'm Kennedy Kimani. I've brought my daughter here, and I think the process is smooth and flowing. We came quite early, and I think we are happy for the good organized procedures that are here. So I think we are fine with what is happening here. Though still the cost of living has gone up, because when you're doing shopping for these children, actually I feel for those people who actually are mostly farmers where fertilizers have gone up, I wish something can be done to subsidize that. For us who are possibly in white-collar jobs, maybe we're also struggling because the inflation rates and the rate at which our salaries are increasing is not actually equivalent to whatever we are supposed to pay. However, since we prepared for this, tumejikakamua, and we are ready to go. And this is a journey because we have to make the lives of our children better. Yes.
I presume last week, or the better part of yesterday and the previous week, you are up and down shopping for some of the items that your child is supposed to come with. Maybe what are some of the items that the cost really shocked you?
Actually, you realize that, for instance, the cost of shoes. I was surprised that a shoe could cost 2,500. I think when we were in school, that was about 500 or so. So I'm trying to imagine, this is almost, I think, 2,000 higher than what actually I was expecting. Yeah. So basically, though still, we applaud the government because it has subsidized something, and also it has controlled the fees that we are paying. And I want to believe all will be well.
Okay. Maybe any other item you can mention, talk of textile, school uniform?
Basically, you realize everything had gone up, including the books that we were supposed to buy, including the cost of socks, those basic things that have to be bought by everyone. So basically, the only luck we have is that we were set and we were ready and we could see what was happening in the country. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. Brenda, before I bring it back to you, just a minute, I engage a young lady here. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. My name is Sheila Mwendia Mareithi, and I'm new in Form 1. I'm a mono.
Okay. How is the experience so far?
The experience is nice. Everything is going smoothly. It's not what I had expected. Everything is okay.
Okay. I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, there you have it, Brenda and Brian back in studio. Some of the comments, as you have heard from one of the parents saying, some of the items, the cost was quite shockingly, talking of the school shoe, and also some of the items that they are supposed to report with here at as the admission of Form 1 continues across the country. We are going to keep tabs on this particular story, doing spot checks to different institutions, and ensure that our viewer at KTN News is well informed in the happenings in Embu County and across the country. Back to you in studio.
All right, Mwege, before we let you go, how many parents have you been speaking with, and relatively about how much are they spending per student bringing their child back to school?
Okay, well, thank you, Brenda. We were here by as early as 6 a.m. We saw parents trickling into this institution, and we managed to speak to a number of them. Well, most of them, you could hear them complaining of the high cost of living, but more so the hiked prices of school items, especially when you talk of the textiles that they are supposed to come with as they undertake this particular exercise, and also when it comes to school uniform, and also when it comes to school shoe. For example, talking of school uniform, to some of the parents that have engaged, they have to part ways to close to 10,000 shillings to cater for everything that a child needs, so as to be admitted in this institution on this particular day.
All right. Thank you, Mwege William. Of course, very insightful for those great insights and an update in relation to the cost of school items now that children are back to school. I mean, it's such an interesting development considering that the inflation numbers are now standing at 6.5%. And of course, off the back of those supply chain disruptions that have been caused globally. And at the same time, we did have the dollar, which has strengthened significantly in the last 6 months or so. These are just some of the key elements that have been attributed to the increased cost of paper importation. We did have publishers indicate that now with the reprinting or revising of the new textbooks, they now have to part with a significant amount of about 15 to 20%. And that cost, of course, is going directly to the parents who now have to pay at least 100 to 200 shillings more for textbooks and other stationery items. Branji?
And understandably, those textbooks, even if you had the money, they are not there because publishers have not been publishing. But on a lighter note though, Brenda, when were you in Form 1 last?
We are not having that discussion, not today. We are focusing on the economic survey, which is going to be launched tomorrow.
Sure.
Of course, we are more than happy to see how the economy expanded last year, among an outlook in terms of what we can expect for 2022.
It was a good long weekend. Manchester United won. We are glad.
It barely survived, Branji.
We
barely
are grateful
survived.
to God.
Thank you so much for joining us. I've been your host, Brenda Kerubu. Have a lovely day.
And I'm Brian Jodetieno. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.